Okay, so today we're going to go over some biology questions for GCSE. Most of these questions are across both combined and triple. So let's get started. So Salmonella bacteria cause outbreaks of food poisoning in humans. To prevent food poisoning in humans, farmers vaccinate their animals against Salmonella bacteria. How does Salmonella bacteria in food causes symptoms of vomiting and diarrhea? So for this question, we need to recall what bacteria do. And very simply, what is it that they do that makes us sick? Bacteria release, or you can say produce toxins. You can say poisons, but toxins is more scientifically accurate. During food poisoning outbreak, scientists identified the farm where the food came from. The farmer had not vaccinated, so we're just going to underline that because we know they have not vaccinated against the bacteria. Food poisoning could have been prevented if the farm animals had been vaccinated. Explain how the immune system of animals respond to the vaccination, and explain how the immune response in animals prevents an outbreak. So there's two things we need to do here. Okay. So first, we're going to talk about the vaccination. So we can say that we just talked about the vaccination of the animal. So this is how they respond. So basically, we are going to have white blood cells, or we can say lymphocytes, produce antibodies. Key word that we need to have are antibodies against the antigen of the pathogen. So remember, a pathogen is anything that causes a disease, and the antigen are the proteins on their cell surface that we can identify, and that's how we can target them. And the idea that these antibodies are specific to the Salmonella antigens. And that's why antibodies are so important, because they are pathogen specific. So then we talk about the secondary response. So actually, these will bind to the pathogen as well. And now we do the secondary response. So what happens once that happens? So if we get infected again, or if there's another infection, what happens? Well, we have antibodies are produced much quicker or in larger numbers. And that's why it's so important to get vaccinated. Our body will remember how to fight off that infection. And then next time we get sick or next time it enters the body, the antibodies will be able to be produced much, much faster. And that means that Salmonella is killed faster. Okay, so how could this prevent an outbreak? Well, if we have this, then there will be fewer bacteria in the animals or the products. Okay, which means people eat fewer bacteria. And there's no infection, or you can say less toxins produced. Okay, so for marker, there's quite a bit of information, but the idea is for the level 2, which is your 3 to 4 mark, we need to be doing two things. We need to explain how the immune system responds to the vaccine, which we did in the beginning, with the primary and secondary. And then we have to be able to talk about how that prevents poisoning in humans, which we did down below. Okay. Let me know in the comments how this was. If you have any questions, and feel free to subscribe, and we will see you next time.